In my personal opinion, Street Fighter is my favorite fighting series. Right now, this game is already great. Off the heels of me also being able to create a character of my liking, and I love character creation inside of my favorite fighting game. Amazing, right? The concept of that is absolute genius, and I'm very happy that they did it. I spoke about this as a child. It's a wonderful time to be alive. But I wanted to dissect this into 5 separate segments, speaking about each topic, explaining to y'all how the game is overall before y'all go out and buy it, or if you're on the edge of buying it and not really sure because of your friend group, or you're not sure if it's going to be difficult or anything in that aspect. I'm sure I'll cover it, and if I don't, please put in the comment section down below so we can talk about it, and maybe I can make a reel about what I missed. Let's start off with the first one. With any fighting game in general, you have to talk about the fighting system. Let's start off with this. The fighting system is mainly the same from every single Street Fighter. Your favorite characters most likely got a revamp, or they're changed in some good way or bad way if you main that character before and you don't like their current moveset. I mained Ken, and almost all his regular moves were either taken away or they changed it. At first I didn't like it, but once you start playing, you realize how much opportunities you have with him, even though he's very one-sided with a lot of his moves. But once you get caught, it's ridiculous. So the time you would have to put into this game is just like any other fighting game. Even if you're a veteran at Street Fighter, you're going to have to put in time to learn this new system. The new system that was implemented into Street Fighter, which they brought back from other games, was the drive parry from, I'm assuming, Alpha it was, the drive rush, then is drive impact, which came from Street Fighter 4. All of this is implemented into this one game, and all of it plays a crucial part in it. Everyone knows what the drive impact is. It's basically when you charge up a main crushing attack. In Street Fighter 4, it only made an opening for another combo to be done. This one is that, and also you can be hit off the wall for even more juggle potential. Yes, there's juggling in this game. You can make that happen. And that's what makes this game feel so fresh and new, with still having the old Street Fighter within it. The parry, if you've played Alpha, then you will understand you can either get a perfect parry or you can get a regular parry. The ways to get out of parries is pretty easy. Grab the person and that person can't spam the parry. It's pretty light. The same way with the impact, you can either grab them, you can use your own, which counters it, or you can parry it. Now, the drive rush is basically you holding the parry buttons or parry button, depending on whatever input you want to do. Press forward twice and you have a rundown, which basically takes away your meter that's under your health, your drive meter, and you have an opportunity to either follow up with more attacks or close the distance. Now, this can be done also by using a certain attack that your character has and then tapping as soon as the hit goes, or doesn't, and tapping for it twice, but it takes up more drive gauge, which you can only do that 2 times and then you get burnt out. You do not want to get burnt out. You basically take damage from blocking at that point, and also you get stunned this way towards the wall with a drive impact. So it's basically a crushing blow if you do not manage your drive meter. So keep that in mind. What I feel as an overall statement, not my personal feeling about the fighting system with the drive impact, all the different things that they added to the game that we just spoke about, I feel is the perfect addition to the game and my personal favorite addition to the game. But I feel the overall statement of what the best feature that was implemented into this game for the fighting system specifically, I feel having these new controls, modern dynamic controls, helps, and classic also, because we do have the regular controls that you can do from every other fighting game. I mean, every other Street Fighter. I feel adding this modern and dynamic style of play really broadens the demographic of Street Fighter now. It's not only you have to do quarter circle and this input, that input, zigzag to that. No, you don't have to do any of that anymore if you don't want to. Now, you still have the classic controls, like I said, and then we have modern where you could press one button and get off your combos. You also have dynamic, which is a mixture of both classic and modern, where one button is still to do your special, but you still have to input certain moves. On this game also, they have implemented something where certain moves aren't the same way. Blanca's electricity is not you just tapping the punch button anymore. It's actually a different input, and that leads into something completely different, which will be the next topic. Character creation. If you have not seen the monstrosities of this character creation that people has been doing, look no further than the online system. This game has a plethora of insane creations that people have made. You can make your body the biggest thing on the planet and then have tiny stick legs if you really want to. You can make your character green and have yellow hair with one arm really big. Well, both arms really big, and that's just what it is. This game has opened the creativity doors for everybody. It was very smart of them to even implement something like this. It could have been just a cookie cutter Xenoverse 1 type of character creation, and they could have just said, yeah, take that, and everybody would have still took it. They went the extra mile with adding all of that, and we greatly appreciate it. This character creation is not the greatest on the planet, but at the same time, it has enough content within it for you to have your own look. And that's what the great part about it is. Hair textures, different types of hair colors, and where do you want to put a specific color in the hair, and all of that is in here. Tattoos are here too. Not that many options in tattoos. As you can see me create my character here now, there's not that many options for tattoos. I'm sure later on, remember, this is still an open game and brand new. They can probably add more, and you can also change the way your character looks, body type, body height, everything. You can change that throughout the game anytime you want. It's like, it costs 1,000. I did a lot of different things on it, and I think the most you have to pay for is 1,000 coin, which is really not difficult. You get 1,000 coin by just fighting one person. When it comes to character creation, they did a very, very, very well job. And I wanted to get into another topic that has to deal with the character. Which is the story of the game, the main topic of what a lot of people are wondering about. Now, the story is based on just a regular storyline of searching for strength, and that's how you get masters, because they see that the urgency of you wanting to be stronger is there and all of that. Yes, we have another created character that has no voice lines, but you're able at the end of your creation to choose voice lines. I mean, not voice lines, a voice in general. That is specifically just like Xenoverse in a way. You don't speak in cutscenes, you don't speak here and there, but once you're doing certain moves, you are speaking. Hadouken, you speak. Shoryuken, you speak. Stuff like that. So it's the regular trope of other created character type games. Hearing your character in the outro screens once you defeat somebody, you will not hear your character speak. You will see their mouth move, but you won't hear them speak, which I feel they should fix. Regardless of the fact that by itself does not hinder the story at all, even though the story is really not good. You want me to be honest? I didn't expect anything great from the story mode. I didn't expect them to really focus on that. I wanted them to focus mainly on the game. There's no glitches in the story mode that I've seen. I have not seen anything too crazy. I've probably seen somebody walk in place one time. That's it. But anything else where game breaking, where you can't continue the story because of that and that, I have not experienced that ever. The mission log in general is not that good also. I advise people, even though they're not speaking to you specifically as in out loud and you have to read, I would expect you to at least read certain things, because if you do not read that, most likely you will be lost and not know what to do if you're just trying to rush through the story just to get moved to go online. Some of the things you might have to read. Text messages you will receive and will have to go through to continue in certain side quests or quests in general. So make sure to look through that. Story is really not good at all and doesn't revolve around in the Street Fighter lore of anything of any sort. It's just these characters are in the cities that you are in. You find them, they want to teach you, they stay where they are. It's not nothing within the story of anything. It's literally your own story, your own beginning of being implemented into the Street Fighter world, and that is it. And it's a really bare bones type of story. Still funny in my eyes. I don't like how it built up, but the way everything went along and who you had to fight, your build up and the respect that you get for how strong you become and all of that stuff, I personally just like the goofiness of that. And that's just me specifically. One thing before we go into the next topic that leads into the story itself, I just wanted to give out pure information. Make sure to do your side missions, because your side missions does open up more masters for you to learn. I finished the game and I still had 6 more masters that I had to find. All because, not because, oh, you have to finish the story mode first. No, because I didn't do my side missions. I just did the main missions, just went through the story. So if you would like to unlock more people, or some of the moves that you wanted is not there where you are at the point, start doing your side missions, because your side missions is going to unlock them areas, is going to unlock you being able to speak to this person specifically. All types of things will open up. So make sure to do those. And I also believe, because we're going to have DLCs, I believe these DLCs will be implemented into the story mode also, so you can get their moves, because every single person that's on this game at this point could be a master and you could learn their moves. Nobody's missing. So I feel they should do the same exact thing for the DLCs, which would be very smart. If that was the case for me to unlock the last 6 or 7 that I was missing at that time, I'm sure the DLCs will be the same way. It's not going to just be, oh, Akuma's here, Ed is there. No, it's not going to be that. I promise you're going to have to do all your side missions before that. Or like for Akuma, you would probably have to have Ken and Ryu at a certain level so they can bring you to Akuma or something like that. Because each mastery of someone has levels. The max level is 20. I'm sure it's going to be like that. So make sure to do your side missions. Make sure to at least try to get all the moves and stuff like that for your masters, and then stop playing. Because that's what I'm going to do right after this. I finished the game, all of that now. And my goal now is to finish all the masters levels to get them all to level 20. So when the DLCs come out, I'm just going straight for them. I don't have to worry about anybody. Feel me? Make sure to do that. The open world experience that has been spoke about for so long. Now, I will be blatantly frank with you, right? I am not one of these content creators that's going to be out here fluffing up a game, even though I love this game to the bottom of my heart. This made my top 5. The only way they can stop it from being top 5 at this point is these DLCs. They won't bring them. And they won't continue to make more DLCs after this, like bring in old characters, Bison and stuff like that. That's the only way. And a little side note that I'm gonna be putting at the end of this game too, which wouldn't be taking it off the top 5 list, but definitely de-ranking it a little tiny bit more. The rank of what I'm gonna give this game at the end, I think it will be very, very fair because of the potential that it could be in the future. But open world experience. Now I'm gonna be real with you. There's only 2 real maps. There's only 2 real maps. There's the main map that you see, that was in the demo and everything, which I'm not going to explain for other people that don't know. It's the same main map, which is much more to that map. It's way more. So it's that. And then we have one other map. That is it. Every other place that you meet mentors, masters, whatever you want to say it to them, wherever else you meet them, you're going to that place specifically, but it's only in that general area. It's basically a room that you're going to. It says that you're going to, let's say, the Dominican Republic, right? But then when you get there, it's just a confined room with 3 to 4 people in there, a vendor, the master, and then 2-3 people to fight. That's it. So don't think that it's going to be 15 to 16 different worlds and all of this extra. No, that's not the case at all. So I'm gonna just tell you that, but that still did not take away from the open world experience. I still took hours playing this game. I played for 24 hours straight, basically. A 12-hour stream, took a 4-hour nap, and then came back for another 12-hour stream, and I was literally running around that whole time. Yeah, I fought, but how long do Street Fighter fights take? So I was traveling those 2 maps for that long. Yes, they're pretty big. Still try it out. That shouldn't be a reason why you're not gonna buy it. It's still very nice to see, because even if you're on one map, it doesn't make you feel like you're always on the same map. You have a night and day system, which different enemies will be there in night and day, and certain places are locked or are unlocked during the time of the day. There's a lot more that comes into that. Your items are important. In the beginning of the game, you will think, oh, why do I need to heal? Why won't I just level up and just get my health up while I'm leveling? It doesn't matter. Like, I don't notice my health really going down like that. Collect your items, collect them all, go throughout the world, break boxes, break barrels, break as many things as you can, get as much health as you can. Because later on in the game, it will be difficult. Be at the right level. Don't just try to rush through it, because leveling does matter. And this will play into the next topic. But make sure that you are getting your items. Make sure you are fighting and getting right. Okay? And now that you have some type of idea of how the story is, character creation, how do they make your character the way it is with the moves and the leveling and all of that? How does that come together? What I don't understand. Well, here it is right here, right? It goes by gear, leveling, special moves, master, skill tree. This leveling up system is the equivalent of what I can say is like Pokemon. You go around, you battle, you level up from whatever type of experience that person gives you specifically, or their level, and they give you EXP for it. You level up for it. You use a certain style from your master. You use a certain move from somebody else. You fight somebody else that has another style. You get EXP from your for your master. Your regular EXP for your level and your level EXP for your master are 2 different things, and they can be increased equally if you use either moves, the styles, or fight somebody that has that style. Right now, there is also another way that you can do it. You might think how I'm speaking is just like, oh, so if I master someone else's style and they, like I said before, they max out at 20, then how do I get my other people to upgrade if I wanted their moves? Do I have to use that style even though I don't like his stance and how he fights and stuff like that? No, you do not. Once you max out a character, you get their critical art, and then also on top of that, you are able to get whatever EXP you get for that master specifically that is maxed out. You can transfer that EXP specifically to another master without even using their moves or their style at all, and get their moves for basically free, just by having fun in the story. And that's how I'm going to max out everybody else's John right after this video. So make sure to take advantage of that now, unless they change it. Just go out in the world, have fun, fight people, learn your combos, because you can basically make your own combos at this point. I mentioned gear before, your clothes, basically. All of that matters. The certain clothes that you have on can increase your punch, kick, health, unique skills, some super arts, stuff like that can be increased. Now, the other thing that is a great addition to this game that they added and really sat back and thought about, you can mix and match as much clothes as possible for whatever's the best stats for you. But then there's another option. You can wear whatever you want and be fine. So you can look the part and then have the stats that you want on top of that. Beautiful addition. Beautiful addition. Now, the only thing that I will say with that, and I will give you a pointer for this also, if you have a pair of gloves that you want to use, as in looking, as you want those gloves specifically for people to see, but then those gloves also are statistically good for your character, as in it gives you good stats and everything like that, you can't put those on the same exact slot, which you can have multiple accessories and stuff like that, depending on your skill tree, which will be the next subtopic. This is something that is bad, but also understand if you just buy 2 pairs, let's say gloves, you'll be fine. When I said skill tree, this is what I mean. Basically, you literally have a skill tree, but this tree does not have Hadoken level 3 or Shoryuken level 4, stuff like that. It's not that. You can either increase your accessory size, which you start off with 1 accessory, but you can max out at 3, I think. You can increase your attack strength, kick strength, vitality, or increase the number of special moves that you want, increase the number of aerial attacks that you want. This all entails into that skill tree. So depending on whatever you put on this skill tree also defines you and the character that you want to pick, which is another great addition. My goodness. The way to get these points is to level up. You get about, I think you get 3 points for every time you level up. The accessories that you get can be piled on top of each other depending on where you put them and how they are fit on your hand. So you can have 2 sets of gloves, but not 2 different pairs of gloves on 2 different hands. So you can't have a white glove here and a red glove here. Remember, they didn't go that deep, but they did go deep, if you remember what I said. Pause. Let's say you want to put kitty hands, kitty paws on your hands, which is an accessory in there, right? You put kitty palms on your hands. If you're same time you want boxing gloves, and the boxing gloves will phase in between the kitty hands, and you will see the kitty tips on it on top of the boxing glove. It will be phasing through it. So they gave you the options to basically do almost any type of creation, any type of wacky creation that you want. Think about that. Now let's talk about these special moves. Right now, I have the option to have 7. I think you can max out at 8. Usually a character on the game would only have 3. Now, the way that works out, if you was wondering, certain moves cannot be put on even if they're not in the same directional pattern. For an example, the do the Shoryuken is a forward, depending on where you're facing, a forward half quarter circle punch, right? And let's talk about let's say the yoga fire is the same thing, right? You can equip those. Obviously, they're the same exact thing. Maybe in the future you can do that, and then it randomizes depending on whatever RNG. But right now you can't do that. And also, depending on what moves you have there, other moves can't be equipped also, which I think it was implemented in that way to prevent certain moves to be game breaking. That's my canon and what I think the reason why they did that, because I can't have the Tatsumaki equipped, which is a reverse quarter circle kick, and then I can't also have a certain move that's a quarter circle punch, and it had nothing to do with the quarter circle kick. It's certain moves but there's certain moves that I could do that with. Your mixing matching is not really limited because the options that I have are really diverse, and I have different moves for almost every single character on my character. It's wild. Like, it doesn't, like, you can make any type of way of character that you want with the option that they gave you already. Remember, there's still moves that you just press down twice and press square, stuff like that. There's still other directional paths that you can do also. It's not just quarter circles and zigzag, stuff like that. There's always other inputs also. So please remember that. So I have a few gripes that I do want to speak about, which this is what the game does not offer that I wish it did. I think only one of these topics that I have will be hard to implement in this game. I feel would be hard to implement into this game right now. I think in probably, let's say, Ultra Street Fighter 6, because we know they always do that, right? In Ultra Street Fighter 6, they can implement this. These things specifically, some of these I feel that you could. So let's talk about it. I would personally like different visual effects when we're doing the drive rushes, the drive impacts, stuff like that. So in Street Fighter 4, once you did a drive impact or a focus hit, not everything turns black and white, but your overlay of your body and aura and the shadow of when you're punching is black and white. And I like that. That was cool. Okay. In this game, it's more like an orange, red, spray paint type of thing. It's cool, it's nice, but let us customize that for our created character. If I would like to have, as you can see right now, I have death tatted on my back related to Akuma after doing the Raging Demon. I would like to have that type of aura around me when I'm doing my focus attack or my drive impact. You feel me? Like I would like to have an evil type of aura, something purplish or dark pink, some mixture of that. You can either have a dominant color or a mixture of color, whatever the case may be, which one is easier or whatever you want to do. I would like that to be in this game for every single rush counter, parry, all of that. That would be nice. If you can't do it for the parry, okay. But the drive, rush, and that type of stuff, I would really like for that to be implemented into this game. I think it would be a nice addition to the game, something that will have people want to spend their money. We have virtual currency in there, put it inside the online store, have people purchase it off the market so they can create the customized character more. One more thing, I would also like a weekly or a monthly store being changed up with the items, something related to either Fortnite or Apex, where you come in, where you have to spend virtual currency or the currency that you get from playing ranked into the game. Give us great cosmetics that would make our character even more diverse and, you know, feel more important to us specifically. There's so much more potential that you can have specifically in that store for the CACs that can really change the game with people spending virtual currency for this game. These next two, right? I'm telling you this right now. Capcom, I hope you're listening. Anybody that's close to Capcom that's watching this video or whatever, you have connections, whatever it is, I hope you're listening right now. I'm so serious. Open up the possibility of more created character slots. You need to hear this. If you did not buy the game, you can only make one created character per account. I hope y'all heard me. You can only make one created character per account on any system. So if you want to make another character and just have another character there, is either you make a new account or you go and you change your entire character's look and then come out. Please give us more slots. At the minimum 5. Please, Capcom. I'll take 3. Honestly, I'll take 3. You want me to be completely honest? I'll take 3. I don't know about anybody else. I'll take 3. I just want boy, girl, human. That was such a problem where multiple people came and asked me how many characters could you make, and that was a make or break thing for them. A lot of people wanted at least 20 different slots, which I feel is a little bit too much for somebody that just started with that. More slots for created characters in general would be very, very big for this game. This was a big thing too that I feel that y'all can implement that I don't understand why you didn't implement in casual play, as in going into the battle mode and just fighting a random NPC or your friends. At couch play, you cannot choose your character that you made. Why is that? In almost any fighting game that's ever had character creation, couch play using your character was forever an option, and I don't appreciate the fact that y'all didn't put that in there. It needs to be implemented into this game as soon as possible. Why not? Why can't I just wake up one day and just fight Ryu if I wanted to with my created character? Why is that not just a regular option? Another thing, what was the purpose of us choosing what type of voice we want for our character for him not to speak in the outros, us not to be able to pick our outro screen that we want? I don't get that. Another con that I had for this game, you're basically a clone of whoever you're picking. In better terms, if I wanted to use Luke's style, I have his stance, I have his grab, his drive impact, drive parry, all of that. It's copied from him. Even his unique moves I copy, right? But I have my own super arts, my own super attacks, stuff like that. That's all fine to me. But in the next game, or in Super Street Fighter 6 or an Ultra Street Fighter 6, right? Let's have it where the style and the stances are separated. So I can have my stance like Ryu, but then I can fight like Blanca. You feel what I mean? Also, I would like to have the option to to choose what outro and intro I would like to do as my created character. It can be a copy and paste from anybody. I don't mind that. I don't want to create. I would like to create my own intro and outro, and you would have options like it's wrestling. I would like that, but the first step could be, okay, your masters, intros, and outros of this. You can choose and mix and match whatever you want. That's fine too. So what I will say at this point, this game is a strong low 9. Newcomers is perfect for you. Old heads is perfect for you. People that somewhat played Street Fighter before and would like to get back into Street Fighter specifically for the character creation, this is for you. This is beautiful. It's now people like I've spoke to before, which dip and dabbled into Street Fighter a little bit, but then, oh, I'm able to make my own roster of characters with character creation. No, you're not. But it is possible, and this is what could make this game a problem, where you would have the option to have your own roster of created characters in Street Fighter. That's what would make this game on another level and have it where it's almost forever playable. That's what makes wrestling so great, when a lot of people keep playing, because of the character creation. It's not just, oh, you got The Rock here, we got Stone Cold Steve Austin there. No, it's because you can make the characters that's not in the game. You can make old wrestlers. You can make your own wrestlers if you wanted to. There's so many variation of moves and options that's there from other games, from other wrestlers that other wrestlers don't have, that you can make your character have. And that's what y'all need to be looking at and what y'all need to be implementing into this game right now to make this, right now, personally, me, I feel like it's the greatest Street Fighter ever, but to facilitate and etch in stone that this game would be the best. Take ideas from what wrestling has done and implement this into Street Fighter. Imagine the possibilities with that. You already can't use your created character online like that. So why can't we just take it a step farther? I understand it would be a little bit more work. I understand that you would have to probably do this exact thing we were talking about with the special moves and the arts. I know there's somebody out there that wants the Psycho Crusher. I know somebody that's out there that wants Dan's Tatsumaki. Somebody wants Dan's Hadouken. I know there's people out there like that. And not having those characters, okay, people do complain about it, but having the option to create that character would be different. One more thing I would actually like to have too. I forgot all about this until I just thought about it, right? I would really like to be able to use the NPCs that I fought in this game's movesets. These dudes is throwing knives or wrenches. Some people have katanas. Some people was using moves that I was like, I completely want your entire style. Let me learn it. And I'm not able to do that. And I'm not going to say because it's a spoiler, but you will see later on that, and you already see how I am. I like bad characters, the evil guys, right? I wanted his entire moveset. And the fact that I'm not able to get that pissed me off for the first time on this game. I was never mad playing this in game until I saw that man fighting him. And I'm like, why can't I learn that? Why can't I do that? I want to now. Everything else is beautiful. And that's why I'm not giving it a 10, because it has the possibility to be a 10. It's a guaranteed cop. And mind you, it's not an $80 game. And it looks like an $80 game. It's a $60 game. Capcom, you're doing your thing. Keep it up. Keep doing beautiful things. I hope y'all do not just drop this game like how Jump Force did. Jump Force had the potential to be so good. They could have just took the idea of what people wanted and implemented that into the game. They missed out on it. This game will forever be at the top, and it can only go down by what y'all do right now. So be mindful of that. If you're on the edge of buying this game, put in the comment section down below and tell me why you're still at the edge of it. If I missed anything and you have purchased the game and I did not mention it, or you noticed something that I didn't mention and you don't have the game and you have questions for it, put it in the comment section down below. Thank y'all so much for coming through and watching. I appreciate everybody coming here and waiting for my review of Street Fighter, my favorite game at the time right now, until Tenkaichi 4 come out, which it's going to be very difficult to play Tenkaichi 4 and this at the same time. Goodness gracious, but it will be happening. Also, if you would like to see my streams, or if you missed any of my streams in the past, which are still up now, you can go and click the link that's in the description box down below, and it will lead you straight to my Twitch so we can get it cracking there. I do stream every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Friday, and that's it, Sunday. That's the times I stream. Streaming those days, and my schedule will also be on my Twitch channel. So check that out. Follow me there. If this is your first time ever being here in general, welcome to the channel. We do reviews, mukbangs, reactions, gameplays, everything on this channel. All the Armored Core people, still remember, I am doing that. I tried to find out about the emulator. The emulator didn't happen properly, so I'm just waiting for the new Armored Core to come out, which I already pre-ordered, so get ready for that. If you have not followed me on Twitch for that, you should now, because I already got it. If you want to see that Armored Core gameplay, it's gonna be fast. But because of the fact, see y'all next time with it. Thank y'all so much for coming through once again, and have a great day, y'all.